What's up, everyone? Today we're going to talk about the small things that add up at the end of the month. The things you should be working on a daily basis that build that momentum that you're looking for, regardless of what you're going through, where your mind is at, challenges you're going through, obstacles. These little baby steps on a daily basis help you construct and build the mental attitude and fortitude you want to have that forward progress. First thing we're going to talk about is preparation the evening before you start your day. You always want to put yourself in position where you can remove as many excuses as possible. Number one is have the things ready you're going to use in the morning. If it's going to be that clothes you're going to wear the next day, have it out ready to go. Make sure you know where your keys are at. Make sure you know the clothes you're going to wear. Make sure you put yourself in a position where you can get a good rest, that you make sure you can rest that night, especially if you're going to have a good wake-up time. That's very important, is to know what time you're going to be getting up in the morning, preferably a time that's highly uncomfortable for you, out of the norm, that you're not used to. So you start conditioning your mind that you do the uncomfortable things first, which is getting out of that bed when you don't want to get out of the bed, especially at an undesirable time. That's something that's very crucial for yourself. The next thing is you want to make sure you make your bed, right? These things seem so insignificant, but you preparing yourself once you get out of bed and you put your clothes on and you make sure you make your bed, make sure you organize your side of the bed. So when you leave the house, you don't have anything unturned, everything organized. And as you go out there, the next thing you're going to do is position yourself for the task that's most difficult for you. That task could be a workout. That task could be meditation. That task could be working on yourself in the morning, maybe reading a few pages. It depends on what you want to get in, but you have to make sure that one of those things is going on, whether it's a workout, whether it's reading 10 pages, whether it's meditation, working on your mind to really control those thoughts. See, because in the morning, one of the most important things and very crucial is you want to make sure you don't touch your phone in the morning. When you're up early in the morning, you do not want to touch your device. You don't want your mind bombarded by outside information, outside influence. You want to make sure that you can position yourself to work on yourself at that time, because in the mornings where usually you have the most intrusive thoughts, the thoughts that you don't want to have, the insecurities you don't want to deal with, the challenges of that day that you got to overcome, maybe the obstacles that you had the day before, things you have coming up in the future. You want to make sure that you can control your mind as much as possible, and you do that by taking control, by doing things that you can control. The wake-up time, the workout, the reading, the meditation, whatever it is that you put into effect. And it sounds like a lot of work, but at the end of the day, these little small things add up. If you do a 30-minute workout, if you read for about 20 minutes, if you put in meditation for 10 minutes, these are all things you put together, especially if you want to improve that mental health, you want to have that clarity in your mind. If you've gone through some serious challenges or obstacles, all these things matter because you're stacking the wins. By the time you come back to your house to get ready and you put yourself in position to start the day, whether it's with your kids, getting them out of bed, preparing breakfast, taking them to school, you getting ready to go to the office and work, whatever it is you do for a living, you've already stacked so many wins in the morning from the night before. You stack wins going in the morning now, getting up, making your bed, getting a workout in, you read some pages, you put yourself on the right mental state. When you take off in your day, you have tackled what most people don't do in months. Most people sometimes don't do in years. You're doing it within one day, and you're tackling that every single day. The forward progress of those baby steps is inevitable because you're putting yourself in position where you're going to have that forward progress. You're going to have that success on a daily basis. And throughout the day, as you take action, the main thing is to really control your thoughts, is to position yourself to be able to control the thoughts and think about the things that you want and not about the things you don't want. This is probably the most difficult thing because we're so programmed to focus on the negative and the obstacles and the challenges. But throughout that day, to be as intentional as possible with your thought process, what you're thinking about, what you're consuming, right? Are you wasting time on social media, or are you investing your time in social media? All these things matter on a daily basis. As you wrap up your day and you repeat that process again, regardless of what happens, regardless if you fall off tracks, you're positioning yourself every day where you're taking more and more control of yourself, of your mindset, of your habits, things that you're building that now you feel as you're accomplishing. And those baby steps every single day add up. And when you put that time in and you put that focus on, it's only a matter of time before your identity changes and your mindset changes and you're a brand new person. Make sure, if you can, follow and subscribe. Hit the link down there at the bottom. Subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it if you want more info like this. Thank you.